Hello, it's Sydney with Mothering Mother, and we're here today to show you how to make vegetable stock. It's super easy. I just want to go through the main ingredients. I'm first going to confess and tell you that this recipe comes from Moosewood Cooks at Home cookbook. So this is not original to me. I'm going to give you the recipe at the end of the video. It's fantastic. I love making vegetable stock. So you start with these potatoes. Keep the skins on. Most of the nutrients are right under the skin of a potato, so you want to keep the skin on. And just slice them thickly. Not in small pieces, because we don't want the potato to actually dissolve and break down during the cooking of the stock. So big chunks into the pot. The next thing is onion. Just take off the very end where the root is. The very, very end of it. You don't want your onion to break up completely during the cooking. Take off the brown bits and then quarter it. So the brown bits are off. Onion and potato are two of the essential ingredients in a vegetable stock. There are your onions. Then your carrots. Once again, slice them thickly. We don't want them breaking down into bits. All I've done here is trim off the ends. Celery, a stalk of celery. It's really important, if you can, to use organic when you're cooking with the stock, because all of the nutrients condense down, and so you don't want to have the exposure to pesticides and things like that. Now this piece of celery, for example, that's not dirty. I scrubbed it with a brush. It's just the way it is. Throw it in like that. An apple, and again, just quarter that. Put it in with the skin and the seeds and everything. Bay leaves, a few peppercorns, and because I have it on hand, I'm going to add some parsley, but you don't have to. To all of that, we're going to add water. And then we put it on the heat. Bring it to the boil, and then simmer it for an hour. Once the stock comes to the boil, cover it and turn it down to low and let it simmer for the 1 hour. And when the 1 hour is finished, turn it off, put the lid slightly ajar, and let it sit for a further 15 minutes. The stock's finished cooking and it's had a little bit of time to sit. So now I'm going to pour it out gently into a bowl here. Let me just show you with a colander. There. And pour that in. Now, some of the vegetables have come out in this. Just lift it up and then give a gentle press to the vegetables so that we can press out some of the nutrients in them. Just don't push it so hard that they go right through the colander. And get as much out as you can. The next part is to store the stock. So, taking glass jars that you have that are clean, fill them with stock. Don't put them in the freezer until the stock is at room temperature. But you can freeze your stock like this, and now you'll have it on hand ready to use. So I would say to leave a generous bit at the top. When you put this in the freezer, what I do is I put the lid on top, but I don't screw it on. When the stock's completely frozen, then you can screw the lid on. Otherwise, there's a chance of cracking the glass. This is a really great way to store your stock in glass, not plastic, so you don't have any of that toxic issue. Also, you can take it out, and if for some reason you need to quickly thaw it in a saucepan with some warm water, it's glass. Again, you don't have the worry you would with a plastic. So it is super, super easy to make your own vegetable stock. It is so much better than anything you can buy commercially. The big packaging in those boxes There's a lot of wasted packaging in that. And the quality will never be as good from a cube, never be as good as your own homemade. It's wonderful to have stock on hand. You can make quick soups, add it to anything you're cooking. Cooking grains in stock is really fantastic. It really brings up the flavor and, of course, the nutrient level of it. So, homemade vegetable stock in your kitchen, stored in glass, in your freezer. Eat well, be well, and journey well on your way to health.